Hello guys, I'm CERBER and in this video we are going to talk about Atias Legacy, the new MMO that's about to change Axies Infinity and the whole Web3 gaming space. This is the game we have all been waiting for, an open world in Lunacian that brings battles, exploration, crafting and an economy. I will share with you all the information I have gathered from the town hall and social media. By the end of the video you will better understand what to buy in the Axie ecosystem to be prepared for the next game. Let's get started. So, what exactly is Atias Legacy? Think of it as Axies Infinity Evolved. It's a massive online game set in the Axie universe that introduces a fully 3D open world with real-time combat, exploration and deep social integrations. You will be able to walk through Lunacia, complete quests, fight monsters, gather resources, build on your land and team up with your friends using your NFT assets. I believe this game can change the future of Web3 gaming. Gio said, this is the game we have always dreamed of, one that unites everything we have learned over 7 years. Atias Legacy is a culmination of Axie's journey so far, bringing together the battles of Axie Classic and Origins and the gameplay of Project Key and Homeland, all in one MMO. Why not? They have a lot of experience, they have a lot of players, they have a name and they have a lot of resources. Who can do it better if not them? They have everything. Axies Infinity created Web3 gaming back in 2020 and now, in my opinion, they will put Web3 gaming on another level with this upcoming MMO. Imagine a world where you can socialize, make friends, battle, join guilds and go through wars with real economic consequences. That's what's coming, and the best part, it's going to be free to play. No NFT required to start. Anyone who hears about Axie will be able to jump in and start their adventure on mobile or PC. Not like it was in 2019 that players needed to buy Axies for $1,000 to start playing. It will be free to play. Massive adoption, that's what matters. The Axie team talked about squad PvP gameplay. Most likely each Axie class or body part will have skills. For example, a plant could be a tank, an aquatic could be a healer, etc. People will need to form teams of 4 Axies and battle against other players or against NPCs in dungeons. That means each Axie will be valuable and you will need to create different teams. If you play as a healer, you will need to improve your skills in that role. Remember, the game is an open world where your in-game skills matter, so how you play will also matter. As your squad fights, Axies level up together and unlock new abilities and gear over time. There will be probably tiers of power, from common to legendary or mythical, for both Axies and equipment. You will likely start with simple gear and basic skills, but might eventually have legendary weapons or abilities that enhance your power. The game's aims for build diversity. There are no strict classes locking who can use which weapons. Instead, if you meet certain stats or level requirements, you can try whatever skill you want or whatever Axie you want. This will create a lot of combinations and players will need to adjust to each member in the squad. Axies will be the main NFTs in the game, so you definitely need to have good Axies if you want to compete with other players. In the trailer we saw Axie battling with some mobs and that he also has a level, so your Axies level will matter. Axies with level 50 plus will be probably really strong and expensive in the marketplace. Right now the higher level is 60 and if you want to level up from 50 to 60 you will need at least 3 months to do it without spending money. Imagine when the game launches and everyone will want to buy Axies with level 60. The price will increase on those Axies because no one can level up Axie from 50 to 60 in 1 week. So a lot of players need to grind on different games to get a lot of XP to that Axie. And even further, each Axie has a class and body type. Let's say the meta Axie will be the reptile class with big yak body, and you will need to have that Axie level 55 at least to participate in leaderboard. There will be like 5 or 10 Axies with those filters, so I expect the price to increase a lot on those Axies with level 50 plus. Now let's talk about lands, perhaps the biggest winners of Atias Legacy arrival. Land gameplay has been promised since 2018 and it's finally coming in a big way. Our land NFTs will have utility in the new game, so all landowners, it's your time. As mentioned by the Axie team, each land plot will effectively become a unique area that the owner can develop. If you own a land, you are not just a player, you are a world builder. You could create a farm or a dungeon. Lands will have a progression system, meaning you will likely need to level up your land and build structures on it, or attract as many visitors as you can to level up your land. Those visitors can battle in your dungeons, fight NPCs and get rewards, and your land gets some XP to level up. A progress land could attract more players looking for better dungeons or resources. This could translate into economic benefits. Maybe you earn a commission when players complete your dungeon or do business on your land in some way, gameplay. Even if that's not direct, being the owner means you can harvest whatever resources you want and use it or sell them. There are about 90,000 land plots in total, and no more will ever be created. For now, only 16,000 plots have been minted and are available. The moment the MMO launches and land utility becomes tangible, demand could skyrocket. If millions of players come in, owning a land will be a luxury for guilds and big spenders. Expect guilds to aggressively acquire lands to use as bases. Different lands will likely have unique resources, making trade valuable. Resources scarcity tied to territory means, for instance, only Arctic land plots might spawn a rare mineral, while forest lands grow rare mushrooms. This encourages specialization and player roles. Maybe you become a master in the game but need ore from someone who owns an Arctic or Mystic plot. You will need to trade with them. We might see a full crafting profession system where some players focus on farmings, others on crafting weapons, others on high rarity resources, etc. And no one can do it all alone. So trading is beneficial and will require socialization and co-op farming. I expect trading also to be the main income in-game. You produce resources on your land, sell and then withdraw tokens. That will be your earnings. But having a land doesn't mean that you won't get rewards right now. You don't need to wait until Atias Legacy to earn with your land. You already can earn with your land in Axie Homeland. In the Axie Infinity you can delegate your land through official delegation website from Axie team. If you delegate your land to us, the Cryptosis team will manage your plot on Axie Homeland and you will earn AXS on daily basis. That income will be completely passive, and even so, we will upgrade your land so it can increase in the price. You don't need to sell your AXS. You can stake it and sell when it goes back to $10 or even $15. You will be able to buy a car, go to a vacation, do whatever you want with that money if you start earning passive income right now. You can also use that AXS to buy even more lands or Axies. If you have a land and don't earn, I don't know why you're waiting. Message me in Discord or Telegram so we can discuss and start earning you passive income. Don't overlook land items. There are NFT items originally sold in land item sales. They were mostly decoration in the Homeland game, but now they could directly impact gameplay. For example, placing certain items on your land could increase the power of mobs in your dungeon or boost resources. This means land items can modify your land's performance. If stronger mobs mean better loot, top land owners will want the best items to make their dungeons lucrative. Right now, many land items are relatively cheap on the marketplace because their use was limited. This could change overnight once the MMO uses them, so acquiring some land items now might be a good move. You can find land items in the Axie marketplace. You can also filter by plot rarity and item rarity. Once you click on the item, you will see his effect. Compare different items to see which ones have the better potential in the future. And pay attention, don't buy everything, because some items are just decorations and they don't have any effect. Atias Legacy is being designed with Web3 from the start, learning from both traditional MMO economies and Axie's own past. The team has explicitly said they are drawing inspiration from games like Atia Online and RuneScape. That means open-ended gameplay where players create an exchange value rather than the game spitting out infinity tokens with no sinks. Nearly everything of value in the game is expected to be player crafted or player obtained and tradable. Resources you gather and weapons or items you craft can all be traded on the in-game marketplace. Schemavis wants an economy where supply and demand driven by player activity set prices, not arbitrary game formulas. For example, if a certain crop only grows in a mystic land and is needed to craft high-level potions, players who control that territory can gather and sell it, and other players will need to buy those resources to progress or to build a dungeon. So trading is going to be one of the most important and profitable things in the game. One big issue in many play-to-earn games was inflation. Too many tokens or items with not enough things. Atias Legacy addresses this by literally introducing destruction. In guild, wars and combat, expect items to break or be consumed. The devs talk about destruction-based things via warfare. Imagine two guilds battling. They could be spending resources like bombs, food, potions, weapons, etc. War is a resource drain, which is healthy for the long-term economy. As Geos noted, wars make people spend not just to earn, but because they want to win, protect and flex for their guild. This is key. Emotional spending is being counted on. Players will invest in gear, cosmetics, upgrades or strategic resources. That creates a robust economy where demand isn't driven by people looking to cash out, but by those who want to compete and cooperate. And Axie is a big game. People invest millions in that game. There are a lot of files with 50 plus mystic plots and mystic Axies. They definitely will buy resources to protect a guild and fight with other guilds to be in the top. Now we should discuss the token AXS. AXS is a governance token and has been used as a reward in games like Axie Origins, Axie Homeland and in the Axie economy. We already see AXS being used as an incentive token, and it's likely AXS will remain a key reward for top players or special events. SLP hasn't been explicitly mentioned in Atias Legacy, however, given that the game will deeply integrate the economy, SLP could find a new purpose, possibly as a crafting ingredient or energy source. It wouldn't surprise me if, say, crafting high-end gear or enchanting Axies required SLP, burning it through a new sync. This is speculative, but be aware, if Atias Legacy introduces new syncs for SLP or AXS, that could affect their market value. The team is cautious not to promise a pure play toward token fountain. They want sustainability, but earning is definitely possible by playing well and participating in the economy. Think of it more as play and own. You play, collect and produce valuable stuff like NFTs and in-game currency, and those can be sold to other players. As I mentioned before, that's why you need to own a land and trade resources that you produce. The game will be available to early players this summer to run the beta version. Not everyone can participate, only players who hold mystic axes, content creators and maybe some lucky winners of early access raffle will get in. The team doesn't want players to get bad impression of the game in the beginning stage, so they are limiting the access for players. You will probably need to watch videos on YouTube about the Atias Legacy to see what is happening there. I'm personally super excited about Atias Legacy. I'm buying land items and plots, focusing on them and not axes. I already bought my mystic plot. I want to build, not play. I don't have too much time to play, so I prefer to build bases for players like you and give you better rewards. Don't forget to join our Discord to stay updated and subscribe to the channel if you want more information on Web3 gaming. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.